All right. So now we're recording and we're all ready to start our Pilates mat workout. So let me just adjust my camera because, of course, I was set up for my phone. And let me just adjust my mat. All right. And you guys should have a pretty good, clear line of view of me now, I hope. And I hope I'm pretty parallel to your camera. So we're going to begin tonight, much as we did last week, with the modified yoga sun salutation. But then we're going to change up our Pilates practice a little bit tonight. We're going to start with some flexion exercises and some extension exercises. All right? So without further ado, you're going to want to stand at the top of your mat. And the first thing we're going to do is get a feel for our balance and our center of gravity, right? Because we want to be very in tune with that when we are in our Pilates practice so that we can stay nice and balanced and, of course, work our joints through even planes and hopefully not compensate. So we're going to begin in prayer pose, mountain pose. And I'd like for you to just close your eyes and feel the sway in your body. Is it front to back? Is it side to side? Connect with your center of gravity in your mind's eye. 2 inches below your belly button and 2 inches inside of your belly button. And now think about your feet, the tens of thousands of nerve endings in your feet collecting information from the surface of your foot and sending that via your connective tissue, your spinal cord, right up to your brain, where you can process that information. And then your brain helps you get a sense of where your body is in space, everything communicating together. Rock forward slightly with the total body lean. You can open your eyes if this is too difficult with your eyes closed. Rock backward slightly with a total body lean. Try not to lift the balls of your feet. It's okay if you lift your toes. It will just reduce your base of support. And again, rock forward. Feel the toes grip. Try to keep the heels down. Total body lean. And again, rock backward. And now what I'd like for you to do is place all 10 toes, all 10 digits firmly on your mat. And I want you to press them down slightly. As you do that, I want you to feel your arch lift. Good. Now you can feel the tripod of the foot under the big toe, under the little toe, and underneath your heel. Go ahead and relax your toes, but keep the connection with your mat. And let's get ready for our modified yoga sun salutation. Here we go. Inhale, overhead extension, abdominals in and up. Exhale, hands to feet. Feel that stretch. Allow your head to relax and frame it between your upper arms. Inhale, take a giant step back with your right foot. Exhale, take a giant step back with your left foot. Lower your heels toward your mat. Frame your head between your upper arms. Allow your head to rest between your arms. Inhale, come into plank and hold your breath. Bring the knees down, bring the chest down, and then slowly come into your modified cobra, sinking the shoulder girdle down toward the rib cage, toward the shelf of the rib cage. There we go. Dig your toes in, hook them, place your hands right underneath your armpits and by your sides. Inhale, push back up into downward jog, gently but firmly with control and precision. Inhale and exhale, giant step forward with your left foot into that open equestrian. Go ahead and look up at the ceiling, opening up that airway. Feel that stretch. Inhale, bring your hands to your feet as you bring your feet together. Allow your head to dangle. Bring your arms up overhead and exhale back down to mountain pose. Okay, we're going to repeat that with a little bit less instruction, a little bit more flow. All right, now you know all your cues. I'll let you put your mind to practice. Here we go. Balance. Inhale up. Stretch, reach. Think of the fascia gliding. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, giant step back with open angles into open equestrian, looking up the ceiling. Exhale into downward dog. Push the tailbone up. Frame the head. Inhale, big deep breath and hold. And come into plank, followed by 8 limbs. Hands, chest, knees, and toes. Exhale, stretching into modified cobra, like breaststroke prep. Big deep breath in, ready to push up and off back into downward dog. Tailbone up, crown of the head down. Inhale, giant step forward, left foot, open equestrian, looking up at the ceiling. Exhale, feet together, hands to feet. Inhale, arms overhead with a slight extension of the spine. Exhale, back into mountain pose. One more time with precision, flow, strength, breath. All our Pilates principles coming into practice with this yoga sun salutation. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale, step back right. Exhale, step back left, down dog. Inhale, big deep breath, hold. Hold 8 limbs. Exhale, modified cobra. Lengthen. Inhale, exhale, downward dog. Inhale, giant step through, open equestrian. Exhale, balance, hands to feet. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, back into mountain pose. Good. We're going to begin seated on our mat. Our first exercise will be the supported half roll back. And then we'll progress that exercise. Remember, everything that we're going to do is going to be the first step, the second step, the third step. If any of those steps becomes too difficult for you to maintain your form, then please revert back to the previous step so that you can control your form and your practice will feel strong and you will feel successful and in control of all your movements without compromising. All right, so hooking the hands right underneath the knees. We'll sit up tall. We're going to use our legs for a little leverage. We're going to draw length into the spine, through the crown of the head, lengthening up through the back of the neck. We've got a slight chin tilt to get that neck length, and the shoulders are just relaxed back and down. Draw in a nice deep breath through the nose. Exhale, and contracting the gut, complete a posterior pelvic tilt. In other words, tip the top of the hip bones back behind you. Maintain an open chest and airway. Inhale, round and lengthen. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt. Again, maintaining breadth and width through the chest. Inhale, forward fold, and wave up even taller, growing just 1/4 of an inch taller every time. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt. Feel the contraction deep within the abdomen, particularly from the belly button to the pubis. Inhale, forward fold up and lengthen. Neutral spine, leverage with the hands. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt. We have 2 more. Inhale, forward and up. Lengthen. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt, remembering all your strong cues. Feet are tightly connected to your sticky mat. Inhale, forward fold, and up. Next progression, we're going to add a little bit more extension behind us. So let's inhale up. We've warmed up that lumbar spine. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt. And now, can you lengthen the arms? Stay connected to your thighs, but keep the chest broadly open. Inhale, forward fold, lift up. We're going to complete 5 repetitions. Slow, precise, and flowy. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt, followed by the extension. Maintaining your hold, but maintaining an open upper body. Inhale, forward fold, and up. As you fold forward, I want you to think of pulling your belly button in and back. Again, in and up. Exhale, feel that deep abdominal contraction, controlling that pelvic tilt, controlling the pelvis in this extension. Inhale, forward fold. Extending up through the spine. One more time. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt to extension. Keeping the feet tightly connected with your mat if you can. Inhale, forward fold. That belly button pulls in and up like it's pulling up underneath your rib cage, and extend up through the spine. Okay? The next progression is without the use of our arms. So again, if you feel comfortable here and you feel like you can control everything the way you're supposed to, and only you know that, then continue on where we're at. If you like more of a challenge, then progress to the next step, but only if you feel 100% confident and comfortable that you're not compensating or creating shearing force in any way, that you're controlling all those vertebral parts so we can protect that SI joint and those delicate vertebrae. All right, extending the arms forward now. But again, as I extend my arms forward, I'll turn and face the camera. As I extend the arms forward, notice that my chest position doesn't change. I do have this flexion here. However, I am not rounding my shoulders or caving in any way. My chest stays lifted. My airway stays open. My arms simply just come into flexion. All right. So no scapular protraction right now, right? We are sinking the rib cage into the pelvis. We're going to increase the distance between the rib cage and the pelvis as we keep the chest open. So here we go. Extending the arms forward with the palms facing, thumbs up. This may be more comfortable for you and easier for you to maintain that open chest area. Here we go. Big deep breath in. Growing length, height. Exhale for that posterior pelvic tilt. Now continue back into your extension. Right about where your feet want to pick up off the ground, you stop. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Come forward with your fold. Pull the belly button in and back. Maintain that and lift up. Then inhale and extend up through the spine. Lengthen like you're a marionette doll and somebody's pulling you up. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt into extension. Inhale at the bottom of the movement. Exhale. Coming forward and lifting up. We've got 3 more. Inhale. Height, length through the spine. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt into extension. Hold. Now, if you're gazing at your knees, you can see your abdomen in your peripheral vision. On your exhale, see it sink down. Keep it tight. Inhale up. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt. Exhale into extension. Hold. Maintaining that foot connection, maintaining that tight core. Get that gaze in your peripheral vision. See the position of the abdomen. As you inhale, watch it rise. As you exhale, watch it fall and come up. Great. Okay, from here, I'm going to move you into some flexion, and then we're going to go back into some extension and add rotation. But first, some flexion. So go ahead and lie on your backs. And now we're going to bend our knees, pulling them up. So we're flexed 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knees. Toes are pointed if you can. If this causes discomfort or cramping in your calf, simply flex your feet or point and flex. All right. So now that we have our legs into position, I'd like for you to brace the abdomen. And if you can, try to point your thighs right directly up so that your kneecaps are pointing toward the ceiling. This will require considerable abdominal strength. If that's too hard for you, simply bring your knees a little closer over your pelvis, and that will make it a bit easier. All right? But if you can, a little bit of a challenge by lengthening those thighs up. From here now, we're going to keep our hands on the floor. We're going to take a big, deep Pilates breath in through the nose. Exhale, we curl up head, neck, and shoulders in one unit, drawing the belly button in and down, pulling the rib cage close to the pelvic bone. Inhale at the top, look up at the ceiling, lift a bit higher, exhale, and come down as one unit. So we don't bob the head, right? We're going to do our little bit of a chin tilt here. We're going to maintain that neck position, almost as if you had a neck brace on. Inhale. Exhale. Curl up head, neck, and spine as one unit. Look up at the ceiling. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, lower down. We're going to do 3 more repetitions like that. Inhale. Imprint. Exhale. Curl up head, neck, and shoulders, gazing lovingly at your knees. Look up at the ceiling next. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, and lower down. 2 more reps with control and precision. Tip the chin and brace. Imprint. Inhale. Exhale to flexion. Inhale to neck extension and lift higher. Exhale, lower down. 1 more, controlling our spine, maintaining our neutral. Inhale. Big, deep diaphragmatic breath with breaths in all 3 dimensions. We lift as we exhale. We inhale, look up at the ceiling, exhale. Only then do we come down. Brief knee hug stretch. Hold your stretch. Enjoy that stretch for a moment. Go ahead and release one leg, extending it long. Keep the other knee tightly hugged into your chest if you can. Engage your bottom leg with the mat, stretching through the hip flexors. Keeping the pelvis in neutral. We don't want to arch the back. We want to keep that pelvis nice and strong. Again, controlling that with our abdominal muscles and pelvic floor muscles. Great. We're going to switch. Go ahead and bend that bottom leg. Extend what was your upper leg down, and then hug your bottom leg, what was your bottom leg, into your chest. Reach in opposition now, drawing the knee toward the chest, extending the foot in the opposite direction. Enjoy that stretch for those hip flexors. And then go ahead and place both feet on the floor. I'm going to have you come up to a slightly reclined position. So you're on your forearms and elbows. You're going to spread your knees apart, your feet on the floor, like you're sitting very unladylike, reclining back in the sun, perhaps, in a field of flowers. Now here we go. We're going to windshield wipe our knees. So you're going to drop your knee toward and across the midline of the body, opening up the back of the hip and the lower back. We open back up, repeat to the opposite side. Drop the knee down toward the mat. And up. Other side, drop the knee down toward the mat, drawing the abdominals in. Chances are your knee won't reach the mat, but we're opening up the back of that hip, the side of that hip, and up. Good. And a couple more repetitions. I call these windshield wipers. A little bit different than the windshield wiper abdominal exercise. This is a hip opener stretch. Great. And one more to either side. And up and other side, in, and feel that stretch. And you'll reach a sticking point where it just won't go any further, and that's normal. And up we go. All right. As promised, now we're ready for our next extension exercise with our roll back, with our rotation. So we plant the feet hip width or knee width. Everything's lined up, right? Apart on our mat. The knees are pointed right up toward the ceiling. We challenge ourselves with a little bit of leverage to pull up tall and strong. Then we let go, challenging those hip flexors and abdominal muscles in this nice, tall, lifted, extended spine position. We inhale, exhale into the posterior pelvic tilt. As we roll back, we gently rotate back with the arm and the trunk, extending the arms from fingertips to fingertips. We inhale, and as we inhale, we sit back up as tall as we can. Now, make sure your knees aren't doing the butterfly. Keep those inner thighs working strong. If you need to, you can place your sneakers sideways between your knees to help you with that. Inhale up tall, exhale. Extension with rotation, keeping the feet as flat on the floor as you can, fanning the arms apart. We inhale and we sit tall again. Okay, we're going to try for 5 repetitions. Here we go. Number 2, inhale, lengthen height. Exhale, posterior tilt with the pelvis and reach in opposition with rotation, following with your eyes. Can you keep your eyes on your hand? Inhale, sit up tall. Relax the shoulders now, especially now as you're fighting for control. They may tense up. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt to rotation, opening that front line. Inhale, sit up even taller. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt to extension with rotation. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt with rotation. Inhale, sitting up tall. I think we have one more rep for either side. So we're going to exhale into our posterior pelvic tilt, giving it our best go here. Looking back at that hand, challenging that rotation. We control it. We extend up through the spine, tall. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt into our rotation, reaching the arms in opposition. And we inhale, exhale. At this point, you're going to be ready for a little knee hug stretch. So go ahead and hug one knee into the chest, just nice and relaxed. And then switch over to the other side. Thumbs up, guys. You good so far? You look like you're doing good. Good. All right. That's the spirit. All right. So next, we're going to come over onto all fours. So hands and knees. We're going to place the hands right underneath the shoulders. Fan your fingertips apart. Place your knees right under your hips. So your knees aren't going to be tight together, right? I'll face the camera. Knees aren't going to be tight together. We want them under our hips. So right under those hip bones with the hands right under the shoulders. All right. Once we're in this position, we're going to go ahead and hook our toes underneath. We're going to pack the shoulder girdle a bit or stabilize the scapula. Super important. Now, some people, when they do this, end up sagging at the lumbar spine, all right? So when you pack your shoulders, a lot of people automatically sag at the lower back. That is not a neutral spine, so we're going to control that. So pack the shoulders, drop the abs slightly, or brace them, all right? Ready for our lift or hover. Dig those 10 toes in. Take a big deep breath in to stabilize. Squeeze play on the spine as we gently lift the knees up off the mat and hover. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Keep pressing the palms and the fingertips fanned apart into your mat. Keep digging the toes in, hooking the toes under. Ready to lift again. Pack the shoulders, drop the abs, tighten the pelvic floor. In other words, imprint. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the knees and hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. One more repetition, and then I'll let you into a child's pose if you need to take that now because your wrists or elbows or knees or anything bothers you. Go into child's pose now. If you want, we'll continue. If you're ready, willing, and able. Here we go. Pack the shoulders. Draw up the abdominals or brace them, please. Imprint strongly. Exhale, lift off, blast off right there. Feel that stability, that strength. Nobody can push you over. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower it down with control. Go ahead, release your feet. Go ahead, release your hips back. Now, if sitting back on your heels like this causes discomfort in your knees, there are a couple things that you can do. You don't necessarily have to flex all the way back. You can separate your knees a bit, push your buttocks back over your heels, extending a bit more through the lats and through the spine. And just draw the belly button in and up so that you don't arch your back. You'll still get ample stretch through the shins, through the glutes, through the lower back, and through the lats and the wrists and the forearms. All right, so we've done a static hold in that quadruped position. And now we're ready to challenge that with some movement. So we're going to add a dynamic movement. So you're actually going to be moving forward and backward. This is the bear crawl, okay? So here we go, guys. Coming into all fours. Listen carefully. Tune in your audio, all right? I want you to brace and try not to list, rock, or twist. By list, I mean lean too far to the side, or rock back and forth, or sag your lower back, or twist by lowering one hip. What I'd like for you to do is maintaining a stable spine. Lift your right hand about an inch off the floor, palm flat. Now, lift your left knee about an inch off the floor. Lower that down, trying not to drop the hip, twist, or move the spine. Okay, we're going to try to stay as stable as a Jersey block, barrier block. All right, switching to the other side. Brace, imprint. Lift your left hand an inch off the floor. Lift your right knee an inch off the floor. Feel the sway. If you're twisting, correct it. And slowly lower down. We're going to repeat that one more time on either side, and then we're going to add that forward and backward movement, further challenging our core stability. Inhale to imprint. Exhale, right hand, left knee lifts. Brace, hold, lower. Trying not to shift too much from side to side. Switching to the other side, imprint first, lift, hold. And now lower. Go ahead and hook your toes under. We're preparing now for our bear crawl. We're going to crawl forward until our front knee gets to the end of the mat. So your hands will be off the edge of your mat. Imprint to prepare. Inhale. Exhale. Right hand, left knee, forward and down. Inhale. Exhale, left hand, right knee, forward and down. Inhale, lift opposites, crawl. Inhale, Lift opposites, crawl. Try not to twist or lift or drop your hip. Inhale. Lift opposites, crawl. If you're at the edge of your mat like I am, start with your furthermost hand and begin backwards. Inhale, imprint, lift, exhale, back. Inhale, exhale, back. Inhale, exhale, back. Inhale, exhale, back. Put your mind's eye into your muscle, being cognizant of any weaving, twisting, dropping of the hip. Control that core stability. Inhale, exhale, down. Inhale, exhale, down. My back knee is off my mat. I'm going forward and back one more time, starting with my further back hand. Inhale, exhale, forward. Bear crawl. Inhale, exhale. Look at how much you're coordinating. Inhale, exhale. Look at how much you're stabilizing. Feel that trunk, that back light up. Feel that shoulder girdle stable and strong. Inhale, exhale, forward, and again. Inhale, exhale. Furthermost hand starts back now. Inhale, exhale, back. Repeat, opposite side, back. Repeat, opposite side, back. Just remember, contralateral limb movement with core stability all the way back until that first knee gets to the edge of your mat. And I am there right now. That's it for me. And again, you're going to want to give your wrists, your elbows, perhaps your toes and your knees a bit of a break. So here's where I would again encourage you, if you want to sit back into your child's pose, extend your trunk forward and your arms forward as you extend your buttocks backward. Again, modifying so that this is a comfortable, relaxing and rewarding stretch. To engage the lats more, dig your fingertips into the floor like you're trying to imprint your fingertips into your mat. Hold, inhale. Big, deep diaphragmatic breath, fanning in 3 dimensions, that upper back. Relax, relax your fingers. Great, good. Coming on up, sitting just in a comfortable position, guys. Extend your hands out in front of you. Let's do some wrist circles to release the wrist. Just let that wrist relax. Good. Other direction. Don't force it. Just let it happen. Good. Now make a fist, curl it up. Release and stretch. Make a fist, curl it up. Release and stretch. 2 more. Make a fist, curl it up, and release. 1 more. When I release, I really fan my fingertips out, really trying to spread them apart from one another. Grab the back of your fingertips or the finger pads of your fingers with the palm of your other hand, extending your arm at the elbow and flexing at the shoulder. We gently draw the fingertips back toward the forearm. Hold that stretch. Gently reverse it, other direction. Hold that stretch. If you've ever had tennis elbow, you are extremely familiar with this stretch. Great. Thumb, same thing. Extension. Hold that stretch. And flexion, hold that stretch. If anything feels super good to you, just keep doing it. You do not have to move on as quickly as I do. I'm switching to the other side now. Again, elbow is straight, arm is extended, hold that stretch. Fingertips down. Those of you who've ever had PT for carpal tunnel, you're very familiar with these as well. And down you go. Good. Release, relax, shake it out. Come on up, everybody. You should feel good. You should feel strong. You should feel like you've controlled your spine and you have better understanding of your posture and perhaps even a new awareness of that Thank you very much, ladies. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I'm going to go ahead and stop record, and then I'll ask you to unmute, and we can say bye. Where are we here? There we are. Okay, just 1 minute because my mouse does not want to work here. There we go.